bless you. He said, I will make you. He said, I will guide you. And it's not really him that we doubt. It's us. You ever had to hold on to the truth living in a tent? You ever had to suffer from clinical depression and show up smiling at an office building? You ever had your kids not doing well, but you had to be there for somebody else's kid? Have you? Then you've lived in tents. It is being somewhere you're supposed to be. Say, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. It's being somewhere you're supposed to be, but the accommodations aren't what you imagine. I was reading some definitions of faith. Check this out. It said that faith, not only is it about our salvation, but there is a situational faith as well. And it is a faith that defies all contradictions and outward circumstances, but looks entirely to God and his promises alone. It is a faith that defies all contradictions and outward circumstances, but looks entirely to God and his promises alone. One said, faith is living as if God's power for the present is real and his promise for the future is secure. That's faith. Saving faith. He died as if he sinned, so I could live as if I didn't. Faith is living as if. I'm going to say this again. Faith is living as if. Who am I preaching to right now? Faith is going forward as if you knew where you were going, and then going home and wondering, am I there? Because you're living in a tent. Faith is saying, I am fully forgiven by Christ, even as the waves of shame wash over you. And instead of drowning in the regret of that shame, you transform it by the power of grace into wisdom so that you never make those mistakes again. Faith is showing up to church as if you knew God had a word for you, even though you secretly wonder, is he talking to someone else? Faith is picking up your tent and moving, even though you don't know how far you'll have to go. Faith is making your home in joy, even though sorrow may last for the night. Faith is giving God praise for who he is when you can't even see what he's doing. Faith is reaching on your inside reserves and pulling from your experience to say, hey God, I need you right now. Faith will stretch a stick over the water. Faith will pick up a rock and hit a giant in the head. Faith will say, hey Jesus, if it's you, tell me to come. And Jesus will say back, come. And faith will walk on one word. Faith will step out on 4 letters. Faith will jump out the boat and say, God, hold me up by your righteous right hand. If you had not been on my side, my enemies would have swallowed me alive. So here I am, God. Hey, God, it's your man Furtick, and I need you now, and I don't deserve it, but I receive it, and I claim it by faith. What do you need from God today? Claim it by faith. What do you need him to do in your body? Claim it by faith. What do you need him to carry you through? Claim it by faith. Clap those hands if you've got a claim by faith. I don't have what you think I need. Oh, faith. Father, bless in the name of Jesus. Bless her right now. Everybody shout faith. By faith. Say by faith. By faith. So how are you coming to God after everything you've done? By faith. How are you really believing that God is going to redeem the years when you're the one who wasted them? By faith. By faith. And here's what I love. He had to show up as a stranger to something God gave him. Have you ever had to show up as a stranger to something God gave you? I had a friend invite me over the other day, and nobody knew I was coming. I was invited by my friend, but I was treated as a stranger by the people who had to let me in the door. They had no idea who I was. I waited, and I waited, because I knew when my friend finds out I'm here, I'm going to walk right past all these people who don't believe